What's up, guys, and welcome back to the DualSense podcast. This is episode 57. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason, and I'm joined, as always, by my other co-host, Dr. Balzac, this evening also known as Travis. Travis, how are you?
I couldn't remember the guy's name on Chivalry, so I went with Dr. Balzac, but it was close to that.
It's a very good name. It's very solid.
Yeah, so anyway, it's been a long, rough week at work.
Mm-hmm.
We had multiple kids with summer camp, and then we had we had a death.
Mm-hmm.
I only had to deal with one of those. It was my first murder.
Well, a lot of shit went down where we live this week. We had a death in the lake. You had a gaggle of children. We had a train derail.
Mm-hmm.
Causing an evacuation, I believe.
Our hospital's getting a refrigerator truck for all the dead bodies. It's going pretty good out here.
Oh, is that true?
Yes. That's what the doctor told me today, who brought all the reptiles.
Wow. COVID related?
Yeah, he said to quote him, literally every person that's dying didn't get vaccinated. That's what he told me.
Wow. Well, that makes sense. I mean, they don't need it. They don't need the vaccine.
He said they basically come in, they didn't get vaccinated, they're getting ready to get put on a vent, and they're like, "Can you vaccinate me?" And he's like, "Nah."
Doesn't work that way, buddy. That's yeah.
So, yeah. And he said they're all pissed off and mad, and he's like, "It's your fault. Like, I don't know what you want me to do."
Guys, just get vaccinated. It's fine. We've been doing this for how many years now? Like, It's okay.
And by the way, after being around kids 11 hours a day for 5 straight days, just fucking pull out, guys.
That too. Get vaccinated. Pull out.
Pull out.
Don't boat without a life jacket. Anything else?
Don't stand beside a train track. It might derail.
Yeah, it was what a week here, man. That's pretty crazy. All right. Well, Travis, we are a weekly podcast where you and I get together and discuss all of the news, rumors, new game releases, and much more in the world of PlayStation. We post new episodes every Monday on all of the usual podcast services around the world, as well as YouTube, where you can also catch some of our game streams and clips, as we occasionally post those there randomly, pretty much random. Also, if you guys would like to talk with us or engage with us, you can find us on the Twitter at the DualSense Pod, and we're very active there. We love chatting and occasionally getting annoyed by, idiots on Twitter. And we know it's not real life, but we still like to be there and have fun with you guys. So hit us up. And speaking of, before we move on to what we're playing really quickly, I got really irritated this week. I told you I cannot stand, well, 2 things. First of all, there has been a plethora of people, especially well-known people on Twitter, who have had issues with their PlayStation 5, who've had to send it in for a repair. Okay. And then I firsthand know that I've had to send mine in too. So anyway, the guy who runs PS Trophies, he had to send his in. And I commented on it and said something like, it's a great system, but it's flawed. I've had to send mine in. I've had to send a DualSense in. We're not even a year. We haven't even made it a year, and I've had to do both of those things. And then, of course, every time you say something like that, you get people who just run to the thread and say, I've had 0 issues. Mine's perfect. Mine's fine. Like, don't bother fucking commenting that. Like, okay, buddy, we know that the majority, I'm not sitting there saying that every PlayStation or even the majority or anything close, that they're broken. What I'm saying is that there's more issues than people realize. And the guy said something like, if it was as big of a deal as you're making it, like the Red Ring of Death on Xbox 360, then it would be trending worldwide. Like, buddy, like, not everything that is real in the world has to trend on Twitter before it's a real thing. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it can still have the PlayStation 5 can still have like a 15% or 10% fail rate. Even 5%. They've sold 10 million consoles. It's still a significant number. Like, I don't know. I got really annoyed by that because both times I've said something like that on Twitter, the same shit gets replied to. I've had 0 issues. It's perfect. Mine's perfect.
Right.
Okay. That's great. That doesn't mean that other people haven't had issues. Like you get on Twitter any given day, you search PS5 problem. Guaranteed you're going to find dozens of people who've had their PlayStation 5 something wrong with it or the DualSense.
Something different. It is, yeah, that's the point. And it's a stupid fucking thing to say. It's a completely myopic view of the world. And that's the issue with most of society.
You can, I mean, look, we're a PlayStation podcast. We obviously love PlayStation. We obviously love the PlayStation 5. That doesn't mean we have to kiss its ass, okay? Like, it has its problems. It's a great machine. It's not without its problems.
Right.
One is not mutually exclusive from the other. Like, it's fine. Anyway.
Who do I follow somebody this week that said they had to send in their controller because it got, after 1,500 hours of gameplay in a year, mind you.
Yeah.
They had stick drift, and
yeah,
I thought, well, hell, 1,500 hours out of a controller doesn't seem that bad to me.
Yeah,
is what I thought. But anyway,
I saw that too, but I don't remember who it was. That's a lot of time.
But yeah, to your point, it's like you could apply that logic to anything. Like, what's the point of saying that? There's no point of adding that to any conversation. You know, it's like if somebody goes to the doctor and says, "Man, I got a colonoscopy and I had colon cancer," and somebody's like, "I've been alive for 65 years and I haven't had any issues."
Yeah, well, guess what? Today you've got colon cancer.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, okay? Because tomorrow you can press a button on your PlayStation and it bricks itself. It's like, there's no need to say that. If you don't have any issues, there's no need to say that. Like, if you've had an issue, then write in and say, "Hey, man, this is how I fixed it," or "Yeah, I sent mine in and this happened," or whatever. Like, you know, add something relevant to the conversation. People just comment things and like they just hear themselves talk. That's all it is. It's fucking stupid.
It is. So anyway, that's just a little mini soapbox. So quickly here, tell me what you've been playing the past week. I know you've been busy, so not a whole lot, but
we did level 8 difficulty on Arcade-Ageddon in 45 minutes, which you didn't get. Hilarious.
Of course. First glitch I've ran across.
Man, it was a blast. We were having a great time. It got really hairy at the end of one of the lives because what I was afraid would happen happened. I ran out of ammo, and then I couldn't find an ammo box, so I had my bat and the pistol you start off with, and like it just wasn't enough. And then we played a boss monster, and you died in about a second.
Yeah, I was really caught off guard.
Right, and then I ran out of ammo on my specialty weapon, and then I'm back to my pistol, and I'm like, it probably would have took me 45 minutes if I could have stayed alive, but I was making some progress, 2 or 20 XP at a time, and before he, I think I don't even know how he killed me, actually. I don't know if he killed me with like some laser eyes or something happened and I died.
Oh yeah.
I played a little dirt rally over the weekend just to kind of goof around on it, and it's still hard. It's still the demon souls of racing games. It's so hard. It's when you get it right, it's so good, and when you get it wrong, it's really bad. So
that's exactly how you describe demon souls. So
yeah, so it's like, you know, just like weird stuff, like, you know, you have to set the car up a little bit different for dirt or gravel or asphalt, and if you're on a multi-surface course or stage in the rally, it can get really hairy. So, you know, I set mine up too much for the dirt because I'm usually really good on asphalt, which they call tarmac in rally.
Okay.
I'm usually really, really good at it. Like, I would consider myself a tarmac specialist as opposed to the other ones. So I set my car up heavy for the dirt and the gravel because I'm not as good on that. And I went into the asphalt portion, and there was a chicane, like a really tight right left chicane. And because of the way I had the car set up, when I went to brake and turn in, the body roll was way too loose for for the type of surface I was on, and the whole body weight went to the left front, which meant I kept going straight and just plowed into the wall of the chicane.
Jeez.
I was doing like 85, so I was like, okay, perfect. So, but anyway, you know, just stuff like that you don't play the game in forever, you forget that it works like that. But
yeah,
think we played a little bit of Chivalry 2 one night.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't really remember it.
Mm-hmm.
And I played some FIFA. Actually, I played a lot of FIFA because I had time to kill. I had nothing else to do. So I think I'm 1 point ahead in the standings right now to advance to the Champion League or whatever it's called. We're the step below the Premier League. So I'm in league.
Mm.
I'm in the third tier. I'm 1 point ahead right now for the second tier, and I just beat somebody in the Cabero Cup. I don't
Oh
remember. I
yeah,
texted you guys. I was down 3-1 at
wasn't it
halftime.
Darby?
It might have been. Yeah, I was down 3-1 at halftime. Like it was a complete shit show in the first half. I couldn't do anything, and
Mm-hmm.
I gave up 3 goals in the first half, which I've never done before. And I think I won 4-3. It took everything I had. Like when I actually tied the game at 3, I thought I was in the lead, and it was like the 74th minute, and it took everything I had to tie the game. Anyway, I ended up winning on some BS. I don't remember how I won, but it was something stupid. Like I think they shot the ball, and I just saw on the bottom line that my winger was in front of the back, but still behind the center back, and I
Mm-hmm.
just booted it down the middle of the field, and he ran underneath it with nobody. He just outran everybody, and I scored. It was some bullshit. So, but anyway, that's how you bring the Cabaro Cup to Stevenage.
I bet.
Yeah, that's about all I did this week.
Nice. Well, I'll start with Arcadegeddon since we both you mentioned that first. I'll mention that first as well. We played. We had just maybe half an hour that one night before you got off, and we tried to knock out that challenge really quick, which conveniently did not register for me. That's par for the course. But that is the first glitch I've really experienced in that game. But it didn't matter and I think that's the mark of a good game. Like even though I didn't get that challenge, it didn't upset me. I still really
Yeah,
had a lot of fun and enjoyed the run and all the shooting. And I think upping the difficulty, even if we don't do it every time that we can, I think that's maybe the way to go because I definitely had a little bit more fun when it was a little bit more hectic. I
yeah.
would say.
Well, yeah, I do like at the end of the round where it kind of tells you how you did against each other.
Oh yeah,
So
that is
it's like
cool.
a mini game within a game. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, we need to try more of the battle mode, like
Oh
whatever
yeah.
competitive stuff too, sometime. But also Chivalry 2, like you said, nothing really to say about that other than that is just awesome game. Still loving it. And those are probably my two favorite games right now, honestly. Then also played some more Red Dead Online this week. I did finish the Outlaw Pass. Fully got to level 25 on that. Unlocked everything. Got my Cattleman revolver variant that I was keen to get. And I got to tell you, I was telling you earlier in the week that I think I am now in the camp that is quite disappointed with this update. And what I told you is that it's just not enough. And it's really not enough when you go apples to apples with the update that Grand Theft Auto Online got with the tuner update and everything. And by all accounts, it's a much more substantial update. So, you know, I don't know how much longer I'll keep going with it, and that's sad to me because Red Dead 2 is my favorite game of all time, and I've got almost 1,000 hours into it.
Hmm.
I'll tell you really quickly. Here's exactly what went wrong with Red Dead, which maybe they'll redeem it and add worthwhile content at some point. But like homesteads and that sort of thing, still don't have that sort of thing, and GTA does. But what in my opinion, what the problem is that at launch of Red Dead Online, the economy was screwed, just totally out of whack. You Everything was super expensive, and it was so hard to make money, so you couldn't buy anything, and that people just bitched and bitched and bitched, and rightly so. So then Rockstar changed that, and everything stayed expensive, but then they paid out. It was you got higher payouts, and it was easier to get those payouts, like easier to make money, easier to get gold. The daily streaks were much better. You could get half a gold bar for every completed challenge. You could get multiple gold bars in a day. So
Hmm.
anyway, then back in like January or something, they nerfed all that, and it's dog shit now. So they did that because it was just out of control. Like there's people like me who I have like 1,400 gold bars, like $40,000 in cash. I'll never need money on that game unless they totally fuck the economy again. Like go the
Right.
opposite direction and just jack up the prices and then piss everybody else off who isn't a hardcore player like me, who isn't ranked 225 or whatever. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know what they can do to fix that. I think they just got to take their medicine and either keep supporting it or just drip feed it content with little crap and just keep pumping it into GTA like they've been doing. And I don't know what they'll do. Honestly, we'll see. So
Right. I mean, I just to real quick, I forgot that we played that, and I enjoy doing all of the little missions. I've always enjoyed to do the missions, but I understand the issues with it for people who play it a lot more than I have. But you know,
yeah,
I think part of it is I think they make so much money off of GTA. It's hard for them not to put a lot of attention on it.
yeah,
And part of that is they fucked part of that up, like you said, with the economy in the beginning.
yeah.
Kind of goes back to that, but I mean, yeah, it is small. Yeah, you're right.
I do want to try some of the other multi-part missions, and see if those are better. Maybe I'll feel differently. But the loop, I mean, it just seems pretty basic of the new content.
Hmm.
Anyway, I also played some Dirt 5 this week. Wanted to try out the new update that they put out where they tweaked the DualSense feedback and triggers. And I can report that it is vastly improved. Feels much tighter, if that makes sense. So it feels more similar to how it is driving a car where you have resistance on the accelerator and so on. So they've done a good job with it. And that game is fun. Even though I said it's kind of basic, it is what it is. It just is what it is. So, but it's still fun. And then the last thing here, I played Need for Speed Most Wanted on the Vita some more this week. And that's just a great little game. I've kind of found myself losing time in it because I just got chased by the police a few times and I was running around town trying to get away from those guys, and that's pretty fun. So anyway, nice little game on the Vita. Probably one of the best I've played on it. Without further ado, Travis, let's jump into the news here. Not a whole lot this week, but nonetheless. Number one, Electronic Arts took their shot at a summer game showcase on Thursday with EA Play Live, and here's a rundown of all the PlayStation relevant content. Tim Burton-esque gothic fairy tale game Lost in Random shared a gameplay trailer and announced a September 10th release date on PS4 and PS5. Dodgeball game Knockout City will get a second season of content starting on July 27th called Fight at the Movies. The major addition is a map called Hollywood Drive-In. Racing game Grid Legends was announced from Codemasters, featuring a live-action story mode built on technology called extended reality, where real-world actors will perform within the digital world. The game also appears to feature more vehicle classes and racing disciplines than previous entries, all of which can be raced against each other. Grid Legends is scheduled to launch sometime in 2022 on PS4 and PS5. The oft-rumored Dead Space remake was announced and is being developed by EA Motive. It will be rebuilt from the ground up on the current Frostbite engine and will feature a number of visual and gameplay improvements. The game will come exclusively to next-gen consoles and PC, with a rumored release sometime in 2022, according to GamesBeat's Jeff Grubb. And finally, Travis, the big one. The other poorly kept EA secret, the rumored Battlefield hub mode of Battlefield 2042, was revealed, and it is officially called Battlefield Portal. The portal will allow players to build and share custom game modes made with content from Battlefield 1942, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, as well as Battlefield 2042, of course, including 2 maps from each of those games featuring remade assets. And yes, you will be able to mix and match elements from different games together. Battlefield Portal also features a rules editor that allows players to heavily modify the game as you please by utilizing visual scripting. You can then share this custom game logic with the community, and other players can also work on your custom logic without overriding your previous work. But most importantly, we learned that the open beta will begin sometime in September, starting first for those who have pre-ordered the game. Travis, got a pre-order. So, that's everything from EA Play. Where do you want to start?
I'll start with Grid Legends. I sent you the video of that. I know you have some of your own questions about it that I'd like to see, but I could tell you after watching it. Well, let me start at the beginning. I don't even remember the last Grid. I think that we played it. I think I played it for like an hour, and it wasn't good. That's what I remember about it. And by remember it, I mean I think I remember it. I could tell you about watching this trailer and watching the actors and then seeing, what looked like some vertical slices of cars driving that it's going to be fucking terrible. It's not going to sell well. These actors that are like drivers, and they have these. It's we have this lady with a neck tattoo who wants to be the first champion, and then we have this arrogant guy who kind of looks French or Spanish, and he's won 6 titles or whatever. Or we have a token black guy. They of course get into it because the black guy's the hot shot. This is the veteran. Like it's just like this game has all of the markings of what I would describe as my biggest fear in life, which is I have a really, really cool idea
Hmm.
and I bust my ass to pull it off and it's mediocre.
Yeah, it looks a little paint by numbers, wouldn't you say?
Right. So like I've always had this fear that like I'm just not good enough to put it all together, right? And that's what this game looks like to me. It looks like a decent idea with a bunch of different racing disciplines, vehicle classes, which really challenge your skill as a driver. Something that could be really fun if it could be built out into an esports league. Because a lot of guys, maybe these guys are really, really fast in the open wheels, but then these guys are good in the older classic cars, whatever. Yada yada yada. So these guys are
Mhm.
better with the momentum cars, that type of thing. That could be a lot of fun, but it's going to be a terrible story that's super cheesy and weird, like this Breaking Point for F1 is. I can tell you that the Breaking Point story mode is going to be cheesy and awful, just like it is with any of the other EA franchises where they put in these journeys. And this acting looks fucking terrible. I just, it just has all the hallmarks of getting a 6
Mm.
or a 7. Like, just that's not gonna make me play this game, especially when there's better racing games. Like, it just doesn't do it for me. So those are my issues with that. I'm sure it's great though, EA. You keep working on that.
So here are my thoughts / questions. First of all, the technology itself, where real world actors acting in the digital world, that I thought that looked really cool. Like the look of it was really cool.
You mean
Not
literally the look?
literally the look of it looked really cool because I even was like, are those real people or
Yeah, I
are
did the
those
same
fake
thing.
people? Because you can tell the background is definitely fake or digital, whatever. So that's really cool technology. I'll give them that. Second, like, what is this game? Like,
What am I doing with this?
why am I like, what is this what this series is? Like, why am I racing an 18 wheeler in an open wheel F1 car? Like, I mean, I guess that's the game, but I guess my question is like, do we need this game?
No.
Like, why are they making this game?
And
Like,
who are the legends? I don't know who
yeah,
the legends are. It's
I
not
did,
like Mario Legends. Like
yeah, I just don't know why they're making this game. I mean, maybe there's an audience for this, like there is Gran Turismo and F1, but like those games have clear audiences. Like it's
a clear
F1,
objective.
it's F1, it's Gran Turismo. There's no way you can race like this. Is this considered a sim racing game, like a sim racer?
I
It
hope
doesn't
not.
seem like it. This seems more like dirt to me because it seems arcadey to have a 18 wheeler and you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I don't know. It seems like Cruising USA. Like it's a
Yeah.
Grid Legends Cruising USA. I don't
It
know.
it's like they wanted to do an open world game and thought that was too ambitious, and then they were like, "All right, let's take some open world elements, but then add a story mode to it, and then you can only
Hmm,
race in certain spots." I don't know. It just seems like they had 17 ideas, but they don't marry together very well. That's what it feels like.
interesting.
Dead Space is interesting. I think we've been hearing a rumor for a while, so cool. They're gonna do it on Frostbite. Awesome. It looks horrific and terrifying, so I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah. So Dead Space will not play it. Okay. Tried to play it on 360 years ago and terrifying game, terrifying experience. I'm right there behind you. I like literally behind you. I'm not playing this
Yeah,
game.
I
It's going
think
to
it'll do well.
it's going to sell gangbusters. It's going to look beautiful. Probably going to be reviewed very well.
Yeah,
It's going to be a great game. I'm excited for the people who are excited, but
right.
I am not playing it.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like when I saw when I saw it or whatever, I was like, okay, I get it. Like this is gonna be really good for those people. Like awesome, cool. I like that. There'll probably be some really funny reaction videos just watching people play it. You know what I mean? Like this will be
Yeah,
the game to like have a heart monitor on and see how high you spike. Like
dude. Oof.
that would be fun to do.
Yeah, I played for like an hour, like back in the day, and I'm just telling you, it's one of the scariest games I've ever. It might be scarier than Outlast. I
Great.
mean, it's just. So anyway, let's talk about Battlefield. Hit me.
Trailer was cool. I told you my favorite part is at the end where they, shoot this Nazi track thing into the air and it hits the A10 or whatever that thing is.
Oh yeah.
I love that just because it's a only on Battlefield moment, and it's literally, if you could be even more only on Battlefield because of the two different time periods it sticks in there.
Hmm.
That's fun. I really like the idea of this. There's going to be such ridiculous things. I mean, in the trailer you saw, these German soldiers with their knives, and then the guys with the AEDs or whatever they're called, fighting. Like it's going to be weird and ridiculous like that. I mean, you could build a world where one side is you're fighting like 100 of those robot dogs.
Hmm.
You could do some really really wild stuff. That's fun. This could be something to where like a subreddit of Battlefield Portal. You can get into these, "Hey, at 10 o'clock, we're gonna play with these rules. This is the name of the server." Like, you could really like, it could make a cult following in and of itself. I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't work. That's, again, playing devil's advocate. Maybe it just maybe it
Hmm.
isn't as cool as it sounds. I don't really know, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I really feel like that this is kinda one of those things where it's kinda cool as it's kinda like EA just being like, "Hey, guys, look, we're gonna give you all these cool assets. They're gonna be remade. They're gonna look awesome. We finally have a system that could do some crazy stuff like this." Because by the way, it looks like it's so much shit to put on there. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yes.
just like fucking vehicles and guns and skins and like anyway, I know we have this compression technology, but even it just feels like a lot. But
Hmm.
basically they're just saying, "Hey, have fun. It's a sandbox and a creative sandbox in a way, like, just knock yourself out and do some cool shit with it and make some fun, organic things." I think that this will bring some people into the franchise, maybe some people who skipped out in the last few, even bad. I think there's people who only like Bad Company but don't like the Battlefield. So,
Correct.
I think that we could really bring in some more people in that way. And by the way, nice try with the open beta starting earlier for people who pre-order it. I'll probably never pre-order an EA game again
Oh
ever in
God.
my life.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Then when the beta opens, you'll be like, "Hey, are we going to play the beta?" Yeah, I know what you're going to do.
Yeah, we'll play it on Wednesday when it opens for everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just like you're going to play with us the week after we've already been playing for a week, huh?
Yeah, you can let me know what all the kinks are. I'm just waiting for the first update.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, so to me, this looks awesome. It looks like a lot of fun. This might be the equivalent in terms of entertainment value. This might be the equivalent to Prop Hunt on Call of Duty.
Oh, great call. That's a good one.
Just for laughs, just outrageous. So I'm hoping it's kind of got that vibe to it. I mean, because it's like chivalry. You're not gonna be able to take it seriously. Like if you're a World War II guy with knives and you get blown away like by an M4. Like I mean, it's just you just have fun with it. So
Yeah,
I don't really have much else to say. I think you put it pretty well. I guess we now await news on the third mode
right.
that Battlefield is going to have called Hazard Mode. Interested to see what that's about. I'm
One thing,
guessing we'll see that next month.
one thing I worried about with the mode, if it's like prop hunt, is like, I mean, we love prop hunt because it was funny and goofy and weird, but like, I feel like they want this mode to be not more serious than that, but like bigger than that.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I mean, if this thing explodes, I mean, this is really floating out of theory here, but like if it explodes and gets really big, I could see that just being a standalone, its own little thing. I could
Mm.
see that becoming a thing. Because
Hmm.
like one of the things people like about Minecraft is how you can build shit and do whatever you want. Maybe that kind of takes over in that sort of way with your level design. I mean, you're not really designing levels. That doesn't really make sense, but whatever. You get my idea.
It's really cool. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but I think that maybe you're onto something too because it's much more refreshing that we didn't get a battle royale mode. Like they
Yeah.
actually try they're actually trying something different, and I think that should be applauded. Like they could have just made a battle royale mode that's included in the game, but they didn't do that. They made this. They tried something different, something fun, something that kind of
Unique.
brings all these unique, brings all these pieces together from all these games that people love. And so I think that's cool. It's a good idea. We'll see how they execute it. Number 2, Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut was further detailed on the PlayStation blog this week, complete with a new story trailer. We learned that the Iki Island expansion focuses on a mysterious Mongol tribe that has gained a foothold on Iki and is led by a shaman called, oh boy, Ankshar Khatun, also known as the Eagle.
Thanks.
Players Players will delve into the dark past of Clan Sakai, face pirates, smugglers, and mad monks, as well as explore haunted caves and new stories from a cast of unsavory characters. Did you watch the story trailer? What do you think?
Well, I'm glad they gave us an easy, also known as for Ankshar Katan. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
they wrote that guy's name down, and some guy in the back was like, "Hey, man, there's a lot of white people that can't say that. Let's call him the Eagle."
Uh-huh.
No, but this is cool. I hope that the dark past of the clan of Sakai like doesn't kind of diminish the sort of buy-in or the sort of depth we got of the clan, in the natural first version of the game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to lose kind of that feel that we had with the clan, because that's part of the story was your kind of struggle with what that clan represented and everything it
Mhm.
was. And if you find out that there's this dark past, maybe it's a little bit overbearing, it kind of takes away, for me, at least for me, it would take away that what seemed to be a struggle, because if there's already a past there, then it's like, why was I so worried about playing without honor? You know what I mean?
Right, right.
But no, it sounds cool. Pirates and smugglers, and we've already seen some mad monks in the story anyway. So yeah,
Mhm.
I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be fun. Anyway, there's a lot of interesting, I guess, historical elements to kind of the stuff that they had in the first game. I wonder if this expansion, I'm sure that it will have.
Yeah, so I gotta be honest with you. I watched the trailer and it really got me excited about the expansion. I think it looks really cool. I think the content looks good, the story looks cool, the island looks cool.
Right.
But here's the problem. I'm still not gonna pay $70 to play it all again. So I'll sit this one out. Maybe I'll get it one day down the road. Honestly, they're probably gonna add these director's cut games to the PlayStation collection in like 2 years. So
Yeah, that's
I'll
what
just
I figure.
you know what I mean? So I'll just wait. But it looks awesome. I think it looks good. It looks Go ahead.
Get it on Game Pass.
Oh Christ. Probably have a Game Pass in 2 years on PlayStation, so just buckle up. Number 3, longtime Assassin's Creed franchise art director Rafael Lacoste departed Ubisoft this week after 16 years with the company, where he worked on 8 Assassin's Creed games. Lacoste was also part of the creation of the Assassin's Creed franchise alongside Jade Raymond, who he later in the week joined at Haven Studios. That was quick, to work on their upcoming PlayStation exclusive. It was also rumored this week that Haven's project is a PlayStation 5 exclusive online game as a service title. What are your thoughts here?
Well, not a surprise to see him run off there to Haven. I think that was kind of, if somebody said, "Hey, another guy from Assassin's Creed's leaving," that'd be kind of a place you'd think they might end up.
Yeah, he found a haven.
Okay, so isn't Haven the name of the town in the Mafia?
Oh yeah, you might be right.
So another guy we have leaving. I assume he doesn't like the direction of the franchise now,
Hmm.
which is fascinating to me in a way. Like, I don't know, you had a franchise that worked, for all the criticisms of the franchise that were duly noted. You could have, I feel like you could have fixed those criticisms without making the change that they're making to the franchise. In my
Hmm.
opinion, I think it would have been a lot easier to do that because you already have a talented team, and by making such a drastic change, they're losing a lot of talent, or some talent. Just odd to me, but anyway, no surprise to see him in Haven. And I didn't expect a online game as service title. That's not really what I expected for some reason. I don't know what I expected, but when you read that, that's not at all where I was.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would not have guessed that they were making a game as a service like Destiny, like Marvel, that sort of thing. Like, would not have guessed that. But I'm honest. For me personally, I'm kind of more intrigued by that, knowing that that's the type of game that they're making. Like, if they were making like an Assassin's Creed esque game, and meaning a third-person action game, which is like everything else Sony already has, which
Right.
I guess I should have known better because they're not going to go out and hire these guys to make that game that they already do so well, like The Last of Us, like God of War, like Ghost of Tsushima. So I should have known that, but I'm definitely more interested in this now that that is the type of game that it is, depending on the genre, if it's a shooter or whatever. So, but this is a big get for Haven to get Rafael, who has, basically he was part of the team that born the Assassin's Creed franchise. So he's
Finally
obviously
got him out of the sewer. Loves
yeah.
to eat pizza.
Yes. So he's got some big time bona fides, as they say, and or bona fides, depending on where you're at. But
Right. Is that in how's that, Oh Brother Where Art Thou? He's bona fide man.
yeah, he's a bona fide. Uh, but I think that obviously this probably is a couple of different things. He didn't probably jive with the direction of Assassin's Creed, but I also saw where Jason Schreier talked about how a lot of these people are leaving too because they don't like the culture at Ubisoft and they don't like the fact that they haven't dealt with their harassment issues and so on and so forth. So there's that too. But
yeah, they're staying hot over there.
yeah, that them and Activision Blizzard both, who we're going to talk about here in a minute. Number 4, 2K Sports shared some details of what is new with this year's iteration of the NBA 2K series. On offense, or offense, as Rick Majerus would say, a greater emphasis on stick skills, and signature talent will be the focus.
Yeah, I would love to tell my wife that too. I wish I could get her to emphasize her stick skills, and I wish she would utilize her signature talent a little bit more. But
that's right.
It's fine. I get it.
Yeah, rolling her R's. While on the defensive side, a revamped shot contest and blocking system will be introduced as well. On PlayStation 5, the city will be completely reinvented while integrating the My Career mode and will also include matchmaking. In career mode, players will also be able to get involved in the hip-hop business or become a fashion mogul.
They just fuck me in the ass. This is so fucking stupid.
In the My Team mode, Travis, our favorite, card drafts are making a return where players can pull cards from a constantly updated pool of players.
I don't know what that means.
And finally, seasonal content is coming to My Career and the W for the first time in the game. So talk to me.
What's a card draft?
I'm guessing it's like how they do on MLB The Show. Like on the show, in their mode, you get card packs and then you get like 3 picks from that pack. And you get like a set of 3 cards and you get to pick one of those 3 cards. And then you do it. Yeah. So it'll give you a selection of cards and you get to pick one.
Cool. So they managed to make gambling more gambling. That's fascinating. Anyway, I used to love to read about all the 2K stuff, and I'm so turned off to the game at this point. I didn't even know this came out this week.
Yep.
What is the W? What is the W?
No idea. Don't know what the city is. Don't know what the W is. So
good thing we're a PlayStation podcast. Okay.
Hey, we're not a 2K sports podcast.
Right. Well, first of all, I'd like to say I would buy this game to play basketball, not to get involved in hip hop business or become a fashion mogul. So if I wanted to play basketball and be in the hip hop business, I would play fucking Ballers. I would go get my Xbox out and we play Ballers. That's what I would do. This is fucking retarded, and I don't care. All right, I don't care.
Do you know what they said that I forgot to put this in here? Do you know what they said they were going to do to the franchise mode with the new feature was?
Fucking turn it off.
Just like Madden, they're going to tweak the staffing abilities and skill trees and shit like that. That's what they're doing. They're the same thing Madden's doing. Yeah,
doesn't do anything.
But continue.
Every year, it's we changed some stuff on the skill sticks and signature talent, and also we revamped shot contest and blocking and rebound every year. That we get something along those lines every single year. Doesn't fucking mean anything. It's just words. You can't tell a difference. The only thing that will feel different is the timing of it. That's the only thing that ever feels different. Every year when you buy the game, it's like, well, I got to relearn how to shoot hook shots because the timing will be different. I got to relearn how to block shots because the first 6 weeks I play the game, I'm just fouling everything in sight until I finally figure out how to block shots. None of that matters. The whole hip hop fashion thing is really pissing me off. Did they call Kevin Durant and say, "What do you do when you're not playing basketball?" Cool, let's put it in the fucking game. Do I get to make my own version of Space Jam if I'm a Hall of Famer? I have a lot of All right, and then they put Candace Parker on the cover, who's not even in the fucking NBA. It's an NBA game, and she's on the cover. She's not even in the fucking NBA. I
Dude,
get that I can play with the WNBA, but nobody's doing that.
dude, they've big time lost their way. I'm definitely playing FIFA over Madden this year. Not Madden, NBA this year. Jesus Christ, definitely not going to play Madden, but I'm going to play FIFA this year for sure. I'll play this when the game's $20, and in 8 months, whenever they've totally changed everything in the game,
They're going to change anyway. Yeah,
they're going to change it all anyway.
The first 4 streamers are going to say, "I don't like the new stick skills," and then they're gonna update it and nerf it all, and it's going to go back to the way it was 2 years ago or whatever. It's stupid. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, on they're gonna have an update where you can make one of two decisions. You can tweet a racial slur, or you can be a social justice warrior. That's going to be a new thing you can do. Those are your two options, and it changes your career path. You know, you can be Ted Nugent or you can be Kyrie Irving. So it'll be a lot of fun to see which one you can be. I got to be honest with you. I would rather choke on my own cum and die than be a hip hop business or fashion mogul on NBA 2K.
Oh God. Okay.
No, one of my favorite parts about the 2K series, and I quit following these guys, but my favorite, it's like ironically my favorite thing is like Ronnie and I don't remember all their names. Ronnie and like RD2L1, 2K, and all these other guys that play, like these developers and these marketing guys. Like one of the things that they do is they'll do these live streams, and then behind them while they're playing the game, and they'll do these like epic card drops, and they'll give out the cards that they get for my team. And they always pull like a diamond out. It's like, first of all, this is all bullshit. They have it set up to where they can get a good card to give away. First of all, second of all, they'll have like their $50,000 Jordan shoe collection behind them.
Yes,
which I love. And then it's like, it's because like maybe this is because of the people like I like sim racing, so like the guys that I watch, it's like they have their rig that they spent some decent money on. Some of them don't. Some of them just have a wheel that they've like duct taped to a desk. And if you watch the stream, they might have some stickers on the wall and like a picture of Michael Schumacher, and that's it. Like they're playing for the love of the game, baby. And then you got Ronnie out of here trying to make me, buy him some more Jordans with some microtransactions. Like it fucking irritates me. And then we have like the developers that they don't fucking care about the community. Like there's video or audio of Ronnie basically saying he doesn't give a fuck about the community and nobody cares. They tweet out the dumbest shit, like, and you know that it's like marketing media bullshit. That means nothing. The way that they'll tweet stuff out too, like it's so annoying. It's like not genuine at all. That's my biggest issue with it.
correct.
Like, and it's the same issue. I mean, see, the thing about Madden that makes me mad is they don't care either, and it is about making money, but they are not pretentious about it. They're just like, bro, I made this football game. It's the same as last year. Updated the rosters, $70. But every year 2K is like, man, we changed all this shit. We got a 2K league.
Yeah.
Like it's just fucking stupid. And then they put Candace Parker on the cover, like for some SJW bullshit. Like, goddamn, guys, like just make a fucking game that's good.
Fair enough.
Anyway, what do you think about it?
Oh, I've already I've already said my piece. I'm not gonna play it.
All right.
Not until it's $20 for a lot of the reasons that you just said.
I won't even play it then. I'll tell Ronnie I'll play it, and then I'll send him a picture of my cock.
Oh God, you're big mad. You're big mad about this. All right, let's move on here. Number 5. We have a lot of news nuggets here as well, Travis. Feel free to join me. First nugget, the PlayStation Vita received its last batch of new release titles this week on July 20th, as Sony will no longer accept new game submissions for release on the Vita store. The final 6 new releases were Russian Subway Dogs, Brotherhood United, or Brotherhood Unite? I don't remember if that's a typo or not. Killer Dolls, Mind Maze, Ultra Mission, and timed Vita exclusive Witchcrafty. RIP to the Vita. Another nail in that beloved coffin.
Russian Subway Dogs is a really cool title. That interests me just off the title.
The game actually looks kind of fun. It's like a score chasing like arcade game. You're a dog and you're trying to like jump and eat snacks and stuff, and like I don't know, it's cool. I've watched some gameplay. It's funny looking.
DMX would have loved that game. Is Brotherhood Unite about the clan?
It's not. It's
oh, that was my guess.
Apparently, one more interesting thing about Brotherhood United. So apparently, the trophies are broken on that game, and the platinum trophy is unattainable because there are two glitched trophies related to high score. And the best part about this is that the developers cannot patch it because the Vita store is closed to new submissions. So they cannot issue a patch for it. So the game is eternally broken, and the platinum will never be achievable. It might be the only video game on PlayStation that never has anyone achieve the platinum trophy.
It'll be the rarest platinum trophy in PlayStation history.
Yeah, and that's a hilarious and awesome piece of
cool.
PlayStation lore. That's like the ultimate PlayStation trivia right there one day. Next nugget, the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing has filed a lawsuit against Activision Blizzard centered on a toxic culture that they characterize as, quote, a breeding ground for harassment and discrimination against women, end quote. Mm-hmm. The PlayStation 5 Digital Edition received a hardware revision in Japan that weighs in 300 grams less. That's a lot of dope than the original model, and now also uses a new thumb screw for the stand.
Yeah, we went through 300 grams so we could work.
And also related to the PS5, it has surpassed 10 million units sold worldwide, according to VG charts. PS5 hit the 10 million milestone 4 weeks faster than the PS4, despite COVID-related supply and shipping constraints. Incredible.
Well, none of that's real, man. COVID's fake, so it was really just normal stuff.
Chinese megacorp Tencent has agreed to purchase British publisher and developer Sumo Digital for $1.27 billion, according to news outlet Reuters. Tencent has strong ties to the Chinese Communist Party, including reported financial backing, and they previously held a minority stake in Sumo Digital prior to this acquisition. Sony needs to run away from Sumo immediately. They've got to get away from these guys. This is a problem.
Yeah, I saw was it Colin to tweet it out? Like every time Tencent buys something, he cringes a little bit.
Yeah, I mean him and several others. Yeah, probably have said that. He said that 25% of Tencent's employees are members of the Chinese Communist Party, like card carrying. He said that's incredible. Like, and I think it tells you all you need to know that Crytek, the German developer who made Crysis and like Hunt Showdown, that sort of thing, they basically blew the whistle, sounded the alarm to a German newspaper because Tencent tried to buy them. Mm-hmm. And Crytek makes VR training software for militaries around the world, including the United States. And they said that, look, we are really worried that if Tencent buys us, that they're going to turn around and hand over all of this sensitive data to the Chinese Communist Party. It's a problem. It's a big problem. Next nugget here, Ubisoft announced a new free-to-play first-person 6-on-6 arena shooter called Tom Clancy's X-Defiant this week. The game will come to PS4 and PS5 at an unknown point in the future, but players can register now to take part in the game's first playtest.
I gotta say, I don't like the name. Don't like X-Defiant, but
it's awful.
I'm not as angry about it as other people are. I mean, it looks interesting to me. I mean, why not?
Yeah, the name is awful, but the game looks cool, and it's free, so you got to try it out. It's worth trying. Final Fantasy XIV is currently so successful, Travis, that high player count numbers in every region have caused major server issues and have left players unable to create new characters. Electronic Arts developer Full Circle confirmed that the next iteration of the popular Skate franchise is still in full development and shared a teaser of the game despite it not appearing at the EA Play Live event. Aloy from the Horizon series will be joining the Genshin Impact playable character roster for a limited time with Update 2.1. Ratchet & Clank skins will be added to Fall Guys sometime next week with the new season. PS5 players can now sign up for a free 6-month extended trial of Apple TV Plus by downloading the Apple TV app on the system. The offer is redeemable until July 22nd of next year. Detroit Become Human developer Quantic Dream announced that the game has sold over 6 million units worldwide across PlayStation 4 and PC.
Bought it, never played it.
You never played it?
I still have it. I just never played it. I'm not sure if I bought it or I guess I had to have bought it. Was it free at some point? Maybe I claimed it.
It was free at some point, and it might even be in the PlayStation collection. I don't know. Yeah, it was free at some point.
I might have just claimed it then. But anyway, yeah, I have it. I've never beat it. Never played it.
Okay. Also, fast-paced virtual reality shooter Fract, which looks cool, received a demo on PlayStation VR this week, so check that out if you're interested. GamesBeat's Jeff Grubb reported that sources have told him Dragon Age 4 will launch sometime in 2023. VR game I Expect You to Die 2, The Spy and the Liar, will launch on August 24th on PSVR with 6 brand new missions. Developer DB Creations announced a new virtual reality rhythm shoot 'em up game called Rhythm and Bullets. The game released this week actually on July 22nd. So surprise.
I think we finally figured out what DB Cooper did with his money.
Made a virtual reality video game development studio.
Yeah, he put in his will when he died, take the stolen money, call it DB Creations. Nobody will catch on.
Rhythm and Bullets, real original. Also, website Kotaku reported that Ubisoft's open world pirate game, Travis's favorite, Skull and Bones, has finally entered alpha after 8 years in development. Just a meager 8 years. They also reported that the game has a budget over $120 million, has suffered almost annual reboots due to a lack of vision and toxic culture, and that a deal between Ubisoft and the Singapore government requires that the game be completed.
That's the best part of this whole story.
And therefore cannot be canceled under any circumstances, it seems.
Well, first of all,
you're going to get this game.
Didn't 3 weeks ago they say that they had to restart the game completely, and now they're already in alpha? That seems like a very big jump.
Yeah. So
God,
they made it past that check mark.
Okay, how did this agreement come about, and what are they going to do? Like, if they don't make the game, is Singapore going to arrest all of Ubisoft? Like, what does that mean?
I don't know. Probably going to beat them with their Singapore stick.
There you go.
I'd probably tax the hell out of them, is what I would say. Yeah, what a deal, Ubisoft. That's a great story. Next nugget here. Website Push Square reported that the upcoming Psychonauts 2 will not receive a native PlayStation 5 version and will instead run at 1440p and 60 frames per second in backwards compatibility on the system.
Oh, speaking of frames per second, did you see the news about the handheld thing? What is it called that just came out?
Steam Deck?
Yeah, did you see the target frame rate of it?
No.
30.
Oh, Christ. Nope. That's DOA, boys. DOA. No, sir.
30 with some 60.
Fuck off. Fuck right off of that. Nope. That's DOA. You guys enjoy your 30 frames. I can't do it anymore. Also, HBO's adaptation of The Last of Us has a per episode budget in the tens of millions. And I think that's actually been confirmed to be incorrect now. I think it's in the millions, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, it was reported that its per episode budget was in the tens of millions, according to IATSE 212 president Damian Petty, or Petit probably, who is in charge of, I don't know, it sounds like it's like a damn union, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're IAST 212 boys. Anyway, Damian is in charge of the group responsible for attracting filmmakers to Alberta, Calgary, Travis's favorite place. For reference, Game of Thrones cost $15 million per episode to make its final season. So there's that, if that number is accurate. Also in Last of Us news, actress Anna Torv, best known for her roles on shows like Fringe and Netflix's Mindhunter, has been cast to play Tess in HBO's adaptation.
Do you know who she is in Mindhunter?
Yeah, she's the doctor, the
lesbian.
The lesbian doctor.
Yeah, she's Australian, makes her hotter.
She is. She's kind of sexy in a weird way. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, like sexy in like a I know you're gay, but have you seen this type of dick way?
No, I mean generally. Well, yeah, on the show too.
I just assumed she was gay anyway. I don't know. I've only seen her in one role. That's what I do. Like, the first time I saw Robert De Niro, he was a crazy taxi driver. So that's what he is.
Yeah. No, I mean, like sexy, like you might be an alien from like Men in Black, where there's a little guy behind your ears, but maybe not, kind of thing. I don't know. Okay.
Well, that's what I don't know. That's just that you're an alien. That's probably what brought you into that.
Yeah, you're right. I digress. Also, Warframe developer Digital Extremes announced that crossplay support will be coming to all platforms later this year. Farming Simulator 22 will get free sustainability post-launch DLC in partnership.
That's cool.
In partnership with Precision Farming, John Deere, Green, educational institutions, and governmental organizations.
Right. None of this is real, by the way. It's a fucking video game. What do you mean by sustainability? Like, it's goddamn eco-friendly? Like, I can make eco-friendly crops in my virtual world?
Correct. That's it.
God damn it. Fucking Jane Fonda, traitor bitch.
Oh boy. A Windjammers 2 PS4 open beta was uploaded to the PlayStation Store servers this week, according
Yeah.
to PlayStation Game Size.
You like to tweet about this. I don't know what the fuck it is. You like to tweet as if it's a game that we've played for years. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, it just sounds cool. Like you know the original Windjammers, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. You wear them on the beach, right?
No, it's like that one game that was a PS Plus game on PS4 where you throw the disc back and forth. You know what I'm talking about? You bounce it off shit.
Disc Jammer?
Disc, yeah, I think that was it actually.
Is that what it's called?
It was called Disc Jam, yeah.
Disc Jam, yeah, not Disc Jammer, because it sounds like Dick Jammer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyway.
I'll come back to you now. All right. Pro Evolution Soccer has officially been renamed eFootball and was confirmed to be a full-blown free-to-play title. Good luck with that. In other soccer news, Alex Scott will replace Lee Dixon as a broadcast voice in FIFA 22, becoming the first female to feature in the game.
I mean, god damn it, guys. I love Lee Dixon. I can't have one fucking thing I like. Like, I get a basketball game I like, and they fuck it up with Ronnie and whatever else we're doing. I'm losing Lee Dixon now. I haven't played a football game since fucking Vietnam because EA can't make one. Like, can we have something nice?
No, man. They're shitting on you big time, huh? All right. Next nugget. District 9, Elysium, and Chappie film director Neil Blomkamp is working with developer Gunzilla Games to create a new AAA multiplayer shooter for PlayStation 5 and other platforms.
You read his name and all I thought was definitely a Jew.
I think he's just an Australian lad.
Oh, he's Australian? Sorry, Australia. Are there Jews in Australia?
I'm sure.
I sent you that video earlier this week of the
somewhere.
guy, of the janitor at the Wailing Wall, and it's one of my favorite videos I've ever seen. Just the juxtaposition of experiences in the human body. Like, you got these Jews that are like praying and they're wailing at the wall and they're rocking back and forth and they're putting their prayers in the wall with the papers. And then you have this other guy that's coming through with he's just sweeping them into the bin.
I did not see that. I did not see that. If you sent that, I must have missed that.
It's outrageous. Like, he's just doing his job, keeping it clean, but he's sweeping up all of these, like,
they're over there having an existential crisis.
Yeah, they're having these crises. They're writing their prayers down, sticking them in the wall so they'll come true, and he's just putting them in the bin. Like, it's just such a juxtaposition. Like,
right.
It's like, do that at night when nobody's there.
Yeah. Oh boy. EA Sports PGA Tour will feature women's golf tournaments via the LPGA license in game.
Cool. I really love not driving it as far and not being able to hit putts. It sounds great. It's just like the same reason I like to play the WNBA on 2K. I love playing the game where I can't dunk the ball and I can't make any flashy passes. Like, you know what? I should have played the WNBA version of 2K. I should have played it to see if they did things like, you know, how to jump balls every 20 seconds, dribble the ball off their fucking feet. I don't know, whatever else. Are girls out for the year because they're pregnant? Maybe it could be a lot of fun. Maybe I fucking doubt it, but you never know.
Oh man, this is just the best episode for you. All right. The latest patch for F1 2021 has removed ray tracing from the PS5 version of the game after the feature was creating crashing and instability issues. A Samurai Warriors 5 demo is out now on PS4 and PS5. Free-to-play shooter Splitgate will launch on PS4 next week after spending the last week or so in open beta. Sniper Elite 4 received a surprise PS5 upgrade on Friday featuring 4K at 60 frames per second and improved loading times. PS4 owners will get the upgrade for free, of course. Well, not of course, I should say, but they will get it for free. Can't take it for granted. And it should be noted that the game was a PlayStation Plus title in August of 2019. So if you claim your games, you should already have it. The Olympic opening ceremonies in Tokyo, Japan featured music from both Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, including the main Final Fantasy theme music. Very odd. 2018 Souls-like Metroidvania game Death's Gambit is about to get a massive free update titled Afterlife that make numerous fundamental changes to to how the game functions, including doubling the size of the game world. Website PlayStation Lifestyle reported that Titanfall and Jedi Fallen Order developer Respawn Entertainment announced that they are hiring for a new single-player adventure game with a brand new IP. Tactical first-person shooter time-bending game Lemnis Gate has been delayed to September 28th. A canceled Superman game from now-defunct studio Factor 7 was revealed this week by a former developer on Twitter. The game was being made for PlayStation 3, and pre-production gameplay can be found on YouTube.
It's such an odd thing to bring up now.
Right. Yeah, I agree. He's just like, he woke up today. He's like, I want to tell everybody about this Superman game I worked on 10 years ago.
And maybe his NDA finally expired.
Maybe that, honestly, yeah, maybe. The previously canceled and last-gen versions of a survival horror game Tormented Souls have been reinstated by publisher P-Cube. Sony Interactive Entertainment has filed a patent application for a system that allows spectators to vote to quote-unquote bench players in a game for various reasons. They could also quote-unquote pay to have a player removed and barred from rejoining the game session. This sounds like an awful idea.
Yeah, just this is a shit show waiting to happen. Just some asshole.
God, this sounds like an awful idea. They better just abandon that trademark or patent, whatever. Also, Persona series publisher Atlas is currently hiring for the next iteration in the franchise. And new job listings at Project 007 developer IO Interactive revealed that the game will tell a story of players earning their 00 status, which will allow the studio to not tie the game to any movies or particular Bond actors over the years. We also learned that the game will feature both melee and gun combat.
I would hope so.
I'm there for this.
So one of the theories about James Bond is the name 007 is exactly what that it says. It's a 00 status. So in theory, there's a 00 whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, because they're I can't remember which movie, but there's like a 00. There's another 00 that he comes across in one of the movies.
Right. Yeah. So the idea is that like when we see these different actors as 007s, they're all James Bond, but hey, they got replaced by a new 007. Either that one retired or died or whatever. So
oh yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, in theory, he could die in a movie, but he could still exist.
Yeah.
You're just filling in the slot, I guess.
Yeah. Website PlayStation Universe reported that 6 top developers for Borderlands 3 have departed Gearbox to pursue their own project, including the senior producer, lead mission designer, art director, creative director, user experience director, and lead character artist. So then everybody that matters is no longer working on Borderlands. Activision banned 50,000 Call of Duty Warzone players last week alone.
For what? For sexually harassing people in their office?
It sounds like they need to ban themselves, fucking assholes. Oh, wow. Also, related news, Warzone developer Raven Software has grown its staff by 50% in the last year. They may have been a little premature on that.
Yeah, and some of the guys got in trouble for saying things that grew their staff by 50%.
Oh, it's good. Also, Call of Duty 2022's single player and co-op is rumored to be developed by Infinity Ward, who last made 2019's Modern Warfare reboot.
I will say about Call of Duty, I did see. So apparently last year they announced this year's game in August. Yeah. I didn't realize that. So I guess that's our new normal now.
Yeah, they're going to do it in Warzone every August, I guess. Next nugget, data miners have discovered 2 likely paid expansions for Cyberpunk 2077 that are both substantial in size. So just get ready for that. They're going to try to milk you for another $20. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut will weigh in at approximately 60 gigabytes on the PS5 storage drive. A new update to Shadow of the Tomb Raider adds 4K and 60 frames per second support on PlayStation 5. Another sneaky update.
Hear that, Steam Deck? 60K, 60 FPS, whatever.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Valhalla's upcoming Siege of Paris DLC had its release date leaked this week, and it appears to be releasing on August the 5th. Website Gematsu reported that EB Games Canada listed a PS5 version of dungeon crawling RPG Undernauts, Labyrinth of Yomi, alongside the previously announced PS4 version, which are listed for an October 30th release.
I love the name Undernauts. It's so good.
Yeah, it's good. First-person puzzle adventure game Faraday Protocol will launch on PS4 on August 12th. Third-person action RPG Hindsight 2020 Wrath of the Rakshasa. Jesus Christ. Will launch on PS4 and PS5 on September 9th.
Rakshasa is a cool word.
Yeah, what is that?
Rakshasa?
Is it something you know?
No, I don't know. It just sounds like I pictured an Indian belly dancer.
Yeah, okay, fair. Survival horror RPG Chernobylite will launch on PS4 on September the 7th, both physically and digitally.
And mentally.
mentally. A native PS5 version will be coming later this year. I've got my eye on this one. It's piqued my interest. We'll see. I'm going to wait for some reviews. Puzzle adventure game Tetragon will release on PS4 on August 12th. Ballpoint pen-drawn puzzle adventure game Inked, A Tale of Love will come to PlayStation sometime later this year. Turn-based strategy games Strategic Mind, The Pacific, and Strategic Mind Blitzkrieg will release on PS4 and PS5 on August 5th. So I looked at a screenshot for this. This is literally, it looks like 3D Risk. Does that make sense? It's like,
that'd be cool.
it looks like if they made Risk like a Civilization game is what it looks
That
like.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
I don't like that there's 2 colons in the title, but whatever.
Well, that's 2 different games.
Oh, sorry. I read that as and like it was all okay. That makes a lot more sense now.
No, yeah, it's 2 different ones. Also, publisher Nexon Korea and developer NAT Games, awful name, announced Project Magnum, a new sci-fi third-person looter shooter for consoles and PC.
By the way, if they had a bunch of Magnums at Activision, they have a lot less complaints right now.
God almighty.
Nobody complains if the guy's hotter as a big hog.
Touche. Detective adventure game Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot.
You fucking speak French. What are you talking about? That's clearly French.
That can't be French, is it?
Yeah, it's like Henry Pierpoint or something.
Okay. The first cases will launch on PS4 on September 28th. Isometric tactical roguelite game Evertried will launch on PS4 sometime this fall. Konami announced Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel for PS4 and PS5, but a release date was not given. First-person puzzle adventure game. I already said that. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's coming. Dystopian puzzle adventure game The Plane Effect will release on PS5 on August 12th. Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles Enhanced Edition will launch physically and digitally on PS5 on July 27th. Card-based RPG adventure game Black Book will release on PS4 on August 10th. And finally, Gamatsu reported that Doctor Who, The Edge of Reality will launch on PS4 and PS5 on September the 30th. And that is all for the news this week. I'll turn it over to Travis now for this week's new games.
On the 19th, we had Summer Sports Games 4K Edition. Thank God. On the 20th, we have Akiba's Trip, Hellbound, and Debriefed on the PS4, which...
We've had a good laugh about that name before.
Yeah, so we have... Debriefed has 2 meanings. One of them involves somebody pulling down your pants. So I wonder which one this is. We also have...
Activision made it, we would know exactly which one.
Yes, we would. Also on the 20th, we had Brotherhood United on the Vita, which is about the Klan. We also had Cotton Reboot, which is also about if the South won the war. We have Chris Tells on the 5 and 4. Fallen Knight for the 9th week in a row, I feel like. Killer Dolls United on the Vita.
Hang on a second. There's no way that United is at the end of Killer Dolls. I think I just transposed like everything, all the Vita games together. Because Brotherhood United and Killer Dolls.
I just thought like all the Killer Dolls got together and decided to kill some people.
I don't think that's right, but go on.
Mind Maze on the 5-4 in the Vita. Russian Subway Dogs United on the Vita. Tarzan VR. The Gym Collector. Ultra Mission United on the Vita. Witchy Crafty on the 4, but not on the Vita.
It's not. Oh no. I wrote that wrong too. First of all, it's not Witchy Crafty. It's Witchcrafty.
Sorry. It's Witchy Woman. It's the Beatles. Or
that's
fucking
correct.
the Eagles.
It's
God
damn it. The Eagles are way better than the Beatles. But anyway, Witchcrafty, not on PS4. It's on PS Vita for, I think, 2 months, timed exclusive. So that's my bad. Continue.
On the 22nd, Last Stop, Urban Trial Tricky Deluxe Edition. That's 2 different games. On the 23rd, we have Blue Fire and Orcs Must Die 3.
And mercifully, that is all for the new game releases this week. A lot of Vita games as we send it off into the great unknown. So don't forget that you guys heard the most obscure piece of PlayStation trivia ever with Brotherhood United. You heard it right here. And Travis, let's now wrap the show up here as we always do, by discussing what we're looking forward to in the week ahead and our gaming escapades. What do you got?
I'm going to a car show tomorrow to look at Japanese import cars, so I have no idea what time I'll be back. But anyway,
Come back with a tuner. You going to Los Santos?
yeah, we're going to Los Santos in Nashville. So, I'd like to play some more Chivalry. I've been enjoying that as always. I know we mentioned last week the shuffle mode's a lot of fun, but again, I didn't play a lot of games this week because I was busy and tired and didn't feel like doing that. But anyway, I'd like to get back on the horse, so to speak, on Chivalry. Whenever that update comes, I would like to literally get on the horse.
Yes.
I'd like to try a few of the multi-step things on Red Dead Online to see if they're worth the shit.
We can do that.
That would be nice. I'll probably throw in some FIFA when I'm waiting for you to get on, and I had a good time with Arcade again, and I'd like to unlock some more skins. I unlocked a new face the other night when I finished my challenges, but I
Yeah.
didn't like that face very much. Still rocking with the Osmosis Jones face. The only
Mhm.
thing that I would change about the game, and I told you this the other night, was like I wish you could upgrade your base weapons that you start with. I mean, I'm not to the point where they're like overpowering, but just enough where they're a little bit better than what they are. Like maybe I don't know, you could make them at least survivable at a certain difficulty. I know that the point of raising the difficulty is it's harder, but I get that. But I don't know. It would just be like a nice little reward thing if you could upgrade it a little bit. I think that'd be kind of fun.
I think maybe the way that they could do that is put one of those like counters like in the hub in the lobby where you know how you can buy the 4 different types of guns like in mid run, mid game, when you get to
Right.
that checkpoint or whatever. If they could put one of those in the lobby and you could like we use tickets to buy an upgraded gun and you spawn in with that, maybe is a way to do it.
Oh yeah, like if it only lasted for that playthrough, like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. That would
Yeah.
be cool. Oh yeah, that'd be fun. I would like that.
Yeah. I agree. Anything else? Is that all that's on your mind?
Yeah, I can't think of anything else because I don't remember anything else. It would be great to have a racing game that I like to play. That would be
I
just
know.
fucking tremendous.
Yeah, I agree. I've still been really in the mood for an open world racing game, which is kind of why I played some Need for Speed, but it's not really what I'm looking for. But in terms of what I'm going to play, I'll continue with Chivalry 2 as always. That's kind of our mainstay, as well as Arcadegeddon. Really love that. And then I don't know if I'll play any Red Dead Online unless it's with you. Doing some of those missions. I don't think I'll play any on my own. So that kind of leaves me in a weird spot. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier that I played A Plague Tale: Innocence. I totally skipped over that. Just realized that. So very quickly, finished A Plague Tale: Innocence. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Good game. My issues with it were the graphics are good but not great, and the combat can be frustrating in a couple of situations. I literally played one sequence toward the end of the game more than 15 times because I died because the slingshot mechanics are so wonky. But anyway, so
Yeah,
I'm done with
yeah.
that. Yeah. So I'm done with that now. So that leaves a gap. So I have bought the PS5 version of Judgment, which is a very Japanese fighting detective game. And it's on sale for like $25. So that may be what I start playing to get me to the fall, to some of these fall games like Deathloop, because Sony's never going to release Little Devil Inside, I guess. So I can just give up on that, I guess. We'll see. But that's probably about it. And I'll probably mix in a random Vita game. But that's it. So anyway, let's get out of here, Travis. Let's wrap up our probably most non PC episode to date. And if you guys enjoyed the show, don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode. And we'll be right there in your feeds every Monday for you. Also, if you would be kind enough to leave us a review or a rating on your podcast service, it certainly helps. And then finally, if you would be kind enough to share us with a friend or a loved one who you think may enjoy a PlayStation podcast like this, where they can get all of the week's news in less than 90 minutes, we very much appreciate you. So we're going to get out of here now. You guys take care. Have a great week. Get your vaccine so you don't end up in a refrigerated trailer. Be safe out there. We'll talk at you next week. Bye-bye.